Napoleon Bonaparte was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica. This island is in the Mediterranean Sea. His family was not rich, but they were respected. Napoleon was a bright student. He loved to read about history and military tactics. He joined the French army when he was just 16 years old. France was in turmoil. The French Revolution had begun. It was a time of great change and upheaval. Napoleon rose through the ranks quickly. He was a skilled soldier and a brilliant strategist. He won many important victories for France. Napoleon's victories made him a hero in France. The French people loved him. They saw him as a strong leader who could bring stability to their country. This popularity helped him gain political power. He used his influence to advance his own career. Napoleon's ambition was limitless. He dreamed of a Europe united under his rule. His victories against Austria and Prussia brought him closer to this goal. The French people, tired of revolution and instability, saw in Napoleon a beacon of hope. They yearned for a strong leader. Napoleon's military campaigns were legendary. His use of artillery and infantry was revolutionary. He was a master of strategy and tactics. He could outmaneuver and defeat much larger armies. He was famous for his speed and decisiveness on the battlefield. One of his most famous victories was the Battle of Austerlitz in 1805. He faced a combined Austrian and Russian army. Napoleon's forces were outnumbered, but he used clever tactics to win a decisive victory. This victory established his dominance over much of Europe. Napoleon faced many enemies. He fought against Austria, Prussia, Britain, and Russia. He formed alliances and broke them when it suited him. He was a master of diplomacy as well as warfare. He spread the ideals of the French Revolution across Europe. Napoleon's victories came at a cost. Thousands of soldiers died in his campaigns, but Napoleon's ambition seemed to have no limits. He crowned himself Emperor of France in 1804. Napoleon wasn't just a conqueror, he was also a reformer. He wanted to modernize France. He introduced many new laws and institutions. These changes had a lasting impact on France and Europe. He reformed the French legal system. He created the Napoleonic Code, which is still the basis of law in many countries today. Napoleon's reign was a time of great cultural and intellectual flourishing in France. He patronized the arts and sciences. He established a system of public education. His rule was a golden age for French art, music, and literature. Napoleon's empire stretched across Europe. He controlled vast territories. But his ambition ultimately led to his downfall. His invasion of Russia in 1812 was a disaster. The Russian winter decimated his army. Other European powers united against him. Napoleon was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. He was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic. He spent the rest of his days there. Napoleon Bonaparte died in exile in 1821 at the age of 51. Some say he died of poisoning. Others say it was stomach cancer. The exact cause of his death is still debated today. Napoleon's life was short but eventful. He rose from humble beginnings to become the most powerful man in Europe. Napoleon's legacy is complex and controversial. He was a brilliant military strategist and a ruthless dictator. He was responsible for both great progress and great suffering. He left an indelible mark on the history of France and Europe. Napoleon's conquests spread the ideals of the French Revolution throughout Europe. His reforms modernized France and other countries. His empire may have crumbled, but his impact on European history is undeniable. Napoleon's story continues to fascinate us. He was a complex and contradictory figure. He was a genius and a tyrant, a visionary and a despot. He was a product of his time and an extraordinary individual who shaped history.